Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, I've had wobbles. People out there that are looking to pursue a dance career, because I have so many messages on Instagram of people asking me, like, how did you get into it? How did you become a dancer? Like, I lost all faith at certain points in the UK. I was like, right, okay, I've done everything I can possibly think of. I mean, don't get me wrong, there is a lot of things out there that I could have done, but not necessarily the right thing for me. Everyone has different paths. So I was like, okay, now what? And I had a wobble. I was like, do I want to be a dancer anymore? You question everything, but I suppose everyone in every industry and career has those points.
Yeah.
And to all the dancers out there that maybe are having a wobble, just keep at it, because we've all been there, including me. Everyone has, I'm sure.
Taking you guys on a journey of the music of the past, present, and the future. Welcome back to Mambo Tales. We are here upstairs in the Café Mambo studio on a wonderful Friday afternoon. And we have another wonderful guest. We have one of our performers here at Café Mambo, and she's been doing this for quite a few years. We'll get into that, I guess, you tell me. Jasmine is here. Thank you so much for doing this, Jasmine.
Thank you. Pleasure.
I've been wanting to get you and all the performers up here, which I said to some of them earlier, because we just have such appreciation. Me personally, I've been working here for 5 years, covering you guys. Such appreciation for what you guys do and what you actually bring to the party. I think the DJ is important, obviously. Mambo's important. The crowd is important. But you guys, I personally feel, create a lot of the energy that exists.
Oh, thank you.
So I feel like we would love to hear the story from your side as well.
Yeah, for sure. And I'd love to share.
Yeah, there we go. So this is a part of that series. We're talking to the performers this episode 2. So Jazz, tell us where you're from and also what got you into dancing.
So I am from a smallish town in England called Barnsley. And I have danced since I was 2. So I started when I was 2.
Okay.
Yeah, I was a little ballerina at the age of 2. And I reached 17 and I became a professional dancer. So I got into like the nightlife scene in England, corporate scene, doing like weddings and all that kind of thing. Became a fire performer, a stilt walker, did so many different amazing events. And then kind of reached a point of where I was like, right, I need something new. I need to go somewhere new. Didn't really know where that was. And I randomly just booked a holiday to Ibiza in 2022. So by this point, I think I was 25. And basically got asked to dance for Defected on the spot within an hour of landing on the island.
What?
And it was like, everything just fell into place from there. And
wait, so it
was wild.
So your first year was my first year. Well, my first year working here.
Yeah.
Because I remember Defected Party on Fridays. That was your first time working?
That was my first time. I literally, on the spot, Leah from Decadence Agency that we work for, she needed a cover and she was like, obviously I was a dancer. She's like, right, okay, let's do it. I need you at Café Mambo at this time. And then we'll go into Eden and the rest was history. I passed the test.
I'm not gonna lie, I didn't know that about this. That's what this interview is for. We're learning all these things.
Yeah.
I didn't know about you. The first year, because that was my first year covering any of this type of stuff, like this type of music, just seeing all that was new for me.
Yeah.
But I just assumed, like, especially you.
Yeah,
it was you, Ellie. Like, I was like, especially you've been here for years. The way you were like, oh, she's like a seasoned vet. That was your first year. Yeah,
that first time it was like my test for if I could then be the cover for the girl that was on.
Wow.
And I was so nervous. I have never been that nervous to dance, I think, in my whole dance career.
What do you think that was? Why was that?
I think it's because it meant so much to me, like, especially for Defected was a really special event that I'd been going to for a long time. I've always come to Ibiza on holiday And I could really see this as like my next step. So then to be given the opportunity, I was like, oh my God. I remember I just had so much fun in Mambo. But then I remember going to the club and standing on the podium ready to start dancing. And I was shaking with nerves. I was like, oh my God. Because I knew they were all watching me from the balcony above. And I was like, okay, this is my like, make it or break it. Because I was just so lost on where I was going to go next as a performer. And yeah, I went up into the changing room after, and there was like Luella and everyone, and they were like, oh my God. I was like, ah. And yeah, that was it.
Okay, I didn't know that. Wow. Okay, so let's go back just briefly. So you went from 2 to 17. You were a pro by 17. That's really cool. Could you tell us a little bit about the time in between there? So you started dancing at 2. Yes. Well, you mean like you were taking classes, or they were already kind of having you?
Yeah, so I went to the same dance school for many years. My dance teacher, she was amazing. And yeah, I did all sorts. I did like ballet, tap, modern, commercial. I did like my dance exams. And then I went on to doing it in school, went to like external dance classes. I was just obsessed with
you've been obsessed with this since like start? Like,
love it, like musical theatre and everything to do with performing. I just love it.
You've done theatre as well?
Yeah, I used to. I'm not the best actor in the world, but combine the acting with the dancing side, and that's where I find that's where my skill lies. Purely acting, absolutely not. I'm terrible. Terrible. But yeah, so I just have so much interest in the performance side of things, yeah.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, and then it just evolved, I suppose.
Okay. All right. Wow. I didn't know that. That's really cool. Okay, let me get the next question here. No, it's the same question. Well, I guess there's no point in asking this question then. The question was, when did you realize that this was for you? But if you've been doing this since you were 2, you kind of always knew this.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, I've had wobbles. People out there that are looking to pursue a dance career, because I have so many messages on Instagram of people asking me, like, how did you get into it? How did you become a dancer? Like, I lost all faith at certain points in the UK. I was like, right, okay, I've done everything I can possibly think of. I mean, don't get me wrong, there's a lot of things out there that I could have done, but not necessarily the right thing for me. Everyone has different paths. So I was like, okay, now what? And I had a wobble. I was like, do I want to be a dancer anymore? You question everything, but I suppose everyone in every industry and career has those points. Yeah. And to all the dancers out there that maybe are having a wobble, just keep at it, because we've all been there, including me. Everyone has, I'm sure.
That might be one of the ones. We normally have the clip. So I let the producer know, Carlos here, when the clip is the clip, like the one that we start the episode with, that might be that might be at least in a contest, definitely a contender. Definitely a contender. It was really good advice there for everyone out there. Our producer here is also a dancer. Like he so like so that one definitely, yeah. So I really appreciate to hear that. Okay. Never give up. Don't quit on wrestling. I mean, I'm a basketball player, so I understand that from my side too. Like, everyone's going to have those days.
Yeah, and you have those days where you question yourself and you put so much work in and you feel like you're not getting anywhere. And I'm the prime example of sometimes you can just then fall into the next chapter of your career.
Wow. Okay.
I'm a living proof.
Okay. So you had said that when you came to Ibiza, you immediately off the flight, you kind of found your way to a set. But were you coming here at all for that, or was it like a...
No, I was literally, my friend was, I had 2 friends here that were doing seasons, and we actually were working on an event together in England. It was just before she came out to do the season, and I was like, I might come and see you for 2 weeks, just like randomly. And she was like, okay, yeah, you can stay on my sofa. I was like, okay, amazing. So I just randomly booked this 2-week holiday, and it was like the universe just did its thing. And yeah, I honestly landed. It was a Thursday, because it was when Defective was on the Friday, and I'd literally been here like 3 hours or something maybe, and that happened.
Because the question is,
I had nothing with me, no dance
so
materials.
They had to sort you out. So like my question was like, what got you to Ibiza? But That's crazy. So you would just come here to visit your friend.
Yeah. But it definitely happened for me at the right time because I actually wanted to do a season in Ibiza a few years before.
Mm-hmm.
But my situation it didn't really work. And then COVID happened and that kind of went out the window. So I'm kind of glad because coming to Ibiza as a 25-year-old, I think I wouldn't be where I am now if I had been those few years younger.
Yeah.
Because I had that extra few years experience. I was that extra few years mature. And yeah, I think it all worked at the best time possible.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. So people talk a lot about like the beautiful side of it all, like the side when we see, you know, you guys downstairs and you all look incredible, stunning, like you have the moves, the music's playing, everyone's like, you know, I also want to talk about the other side of it. So like
the bit that people don't see.
that no one really sees, no one talks about. But I've been working here, you know, Colin's been working here for a bunch of years now, and we don't see everything that you guys have to do, like on the backside of it. But what I do know is a lot of the schedules. So you guys, you're not just here at Mambo at night. You're performing somewhere else. Mm-hmm. And then sometimes I'll never forget, and I said it to Luella, I'll never forget my first year, like, because one of the nights I went to Glitterbox afterwards. Like, I worked here, did my 8 hours. You guys did the hours here at Glitterbox. I then went to Glitterbox, the party at the time it was high, and I watched it there, and she was there again. I was like, wait, I just saw her.
We are wild. We are wild.
And then I was there for a number of hours, and like she just go get a drink, go here, go that way. She's still here.
Still there.
I'm like, what's going on? So the amount of like work, I want you to speak a little bit more to that side of things that no one really hears about, because that young person out there that wants to do what you're doing, they need to know that side about it too.
Yeah, it's hard. It's really hard. And this is one of the things amongst the dancer community. We always say, like, we would love for people to actually see what goes on behind the scenes. And it is very, very difficult. Like it's draining. It's tough physically, mentally. But all the bad are kind of outweighed by the good. Okay. Because what people don't see is you could be having a really bad day. You could have something going on, or you could just be feeling a little bit under the weather, just super tired. And no matter what, we have to look the part and stand up there and be like, we are the happiest, most energetic people in the whole world.
Right.
And that is really difficult sometimes.
Impossible if it was me. I don't know how you do it.
Yeah, it's hard. Like someone said to me the other day, do you feel like you're hitting a brick wall sometimes? I was like, yes, I do. But you learn to just push on. And that's where like the skill is. So like a lot of people have different skills in different jobs, but our skill is being able to go out there no matter what with 100% energy, and just because we love it. And especially people like myself and a lot of the girls I work with, we've wanted this for so long. So yeah, the bad is outweighed by the good for sure. None
of the girls mentioned that. That was a really good one. So you said that it's actually a skill to be able to put on a good face. And I really like to... I talked about this before with a few people. Like, I always find it difficult. Like, you go anywhere, not just like dancing, any sort of discipline. You go into a place and someone's just like this, like someone that may be like a waiter or whatever, and they're just in a bad mood, and they take their bad mood out on you.
Yeah.
And how difficult that can be. And I say to people like, I try if I can. I try my best. I really feel like I do a pretty good job of it. Even if I'm having a bad day, it doesn't mean that the next person needs to have it. Yeah. And I feel like you guys, it's like that example, but like here, like on the highest level, because you guys have to literally be on 10, like 100% at all times. I can't even imagine what it would look like one of y'all being down there like this. I can't even imagine what that would just be. It's so funny. We always say if you could sometimes see the contrast of backstage and on stage, it's hilarious. You know when you see like the pictures of people coming to Ibiza and they're on the way and they're on the way home. Yeah, that's like us, like on and off stage, especially in August when it's like super hot. And, oh my gosh!
But I mean, we love it. So the reason sometimes we may look like extra miserable, but it's just that like we're really hot and we just have to take a minute, and then we have 5 minutes, and then we're back again, and we feel like we're good to go now.
But none of us ever see that. And that's the part. Like all we ever see is the part where you're like this, and you guys look amazing, and everything is great. this is the best thing in the world. You know, that's what it looks like. So I just wanted to make sure you spoke a little bit to it. I want to go even deeper, possibly. I want you to take us through a day with Jasmine. So what is a normal day? Not like your day off or anything. Like a normal, maybe your strongest day of the summer.
Yeah.
Or one of your strongest days in the week of during the summer, during the season. What does that day look like? What does that day look like for you?
My days are a bit wild.
Like start in the morning and take us all the way through.
So I normally wake up and have breakfast, which breakfast is normally like 1 p.m. Still normal people's lunchtime. But I actually run my own agency of dancers as well. So
I didn't know that.
I struggle to have days off because when I'm not dancing, I'm answering emails to clients, or I'm on meetings, or I'm washing costumes, or I'm making costumes, or I'm paying people. So my day is normally when I wake up, if I have a few hours, I will get all my agency work done. Then like today, for example, I've come down here with you guys, which is a nice little treat.
Appreciate it.
And I will then go on to Cheeky One in San Antonio to do a fire performing job. And then I will go straight to Glitterbox, and then I'll be there the whole night because we have like hair, makeup, and then do the dance shift and then home to bed. So yeah, today's quite a nice one though, because sometimes you can have like a daytime job, say at a beach club, and then you can quickly go home, have a bit of a refresh, then do an evening. So like say for example, the restaurant-y type gigs, and then have another little rest, get some more food, because that's the main, you have to stay well fed, well hydrated, otherwise this job is impossible.
I was going to get there because that's the next thing, but continue.
Yeah, and then we go on to like a club. So the days when we have like 3 jobs in a row, you can be out of the house from say 2 p.m. until 6 a.m.
Jesus.
We don't do a lot of them, but like maybe 1 or 2 a week. So yeah, it's busy. This year's quite nice because I'm not doing too many daytimes because I've prioritized now my other work, my agency work. I have to do this in the daytime. So I'm majority night times now. But that's also a good thing because my body clock is just into the night times. So that's one bit of advice I would give to anyone. Try and stick with the evenings, night times, or the daytimes, evenings. Don't try and mix the day and the nights because that's when it's really tough.
That's what Maho said she was doing.
Yeah, I did it last year, I think it was, or the year before, and yeah, that just killed me because your body's so confused, and then you struggle to stay in bed or get up at a certain time. It's for me, it's not the one.
Okay, all right. So yeah, I wanna ask you about that as well, because we spoke about that with the other girls as well. How important, like, so I played professional basketball for about a decade, and there's just so much that goes into it. And no matter what I say or think that I've done, like all the cool things I think I've done, every time I watch you guys, I'm just like, I couldn't do that. I couldn't. No, I'm being honest. I'm
sure we would be saying the other way around.
You guys are absolute machines, because especially when you think about, okay, the Mambo one, because it's funny, all of them said the same thing. You probably say the same. The Mambo one is like, we enjoy the Mambo. It's like kind of relaxing or whatever.
Yeah.
But when you get to the club, it's like a whole different thing. And it's true, because I've been to the club and I've seen some of you guys, the effort you put in. But you go, I don't know, it's 10, 15 minutes straight. Then there's a break. And you come back 10, 15 minutes more. For me, it's like, if you ever went boxing for like, they're doing like 3-minute rounds where you're boxing and you're just completely exhausted. You're constantly moving for those 15 minutes. It's not like you're just sitting there. You know what I mean? So like for me, could you speak to, the young crowd or anyone that wants to do what you're doing? Let's talk about the fitness side of things, the nutrition side of things, because Rocio, for example, all of them were explaining how important that was. And you mentioned it now about the sleep. But can you give us the full layout there? Yeah,
it's so important. And I mean, I think when you're a little bit younger, you don't really prioritize it enough. I know for sure my first season I didn't. I was still eating fine and everything, but I didn't realize how much you need to eat to keep like to keep going and have the energy, you know, to get through the job. So I really, really prioritize food. I have like 5 meals a day. I have to. And even then, sometimes I'm still hungry. But we are burning like so many calories. So you have to, and you have to stay hydrated and take things like the electrolyte sachets. They really help just getting in like your salts and sugars in your body and eating good food as well. Not just like, oh, have a quick Burger King or a quick whatever from
What's
anywhere.
good food for you?
I like to keep it to fresh food as much as I can.
Nice.
I've been on a training plan this time to... My friend is really good at the nutrition and she can tell me exactly what I need for the amount of exercise I'm doing. And so she has been a big help. And yeah, just like solid foods like proteins, carbs, vegetables, fruit, lots of water, and all these different supplements that are putting the right things back into my body that I need. And the sleep.
There you go.
I struggle to stay in bed the whole day. If you can, amazing, get your 8 hours. So I tend to have 5-6 hours sleep, and then I will nap. If I'm doing a night time, I will nap before work, and that 1 hour makes a huge difference. And then you naturally find that when you look after your body in that way, so with the sleep, with the hydration, with the food, your stamina just builds naturally and the events become easier. And you just get used to it. Each year I come back, like at the start of the season, my first 2 seasons, I was like, 15-minute dance sets in this heat is like impossible. But now I find when I come back, it's like my body it's on autopilot. It knows that every 6 months, then this comes back around and boom. Well,
that's one question. That's one question I didn't get to ask them. The 6 months, you didn't mention that. You just mentioned that now. Is there preparation for you before you get here as well? Or is it kind of the 6 months when you guys are off, you're just relaxing, like you're not even...
Depends. It depends. So I did actually start going to the gym a little bit this year before I got here, which is the first time I've ever done that because I am not a gym girl. I've actually learnt to love the gym a bit this year, which is, again, thanks to my friend. But yeah, some people do. Some people, I suppose everyone's different. Everyone's capabilities that their body allows them is different. But I would say it's good advice to go and train a little bit. It doesn't mean you have to be like, oh my God, I need to train in time for dancing, because many people do actually still dance throughout the winter. We tend to kind of travel different places and do all sorts of different things. But then if you do have a more chilled winter, it probably is a good idea to do a little bit of cardio here and there and a little bit of gym training. But it also depends on how hard you go in at the start of the season. Like this year was a little bit more spread out, so that was quite nice. Cause
the pacing.
Yeah, we kind of trained ourselves at the start of the season. It was like, oh, another job started, and then another one would start in maybe 2 weeks. And yeah, that was quite nice. So you're not just full on, boom, like 5 nights a week. Yeah. It was gradual.
Okay, so I'm going to put a pin on the agency thing because that's not on my list of questions. I did not know about that. We have to ask you about that, but we're going to come back to it. I want to ask you about, because I mentioned this with them, and all of them said, talk to Jasmine. Talk to Jasmine about that. She's the one that's going to know. So I'm like all about fitness as well, and I'm always trying to work on new ways, nutrition, all stuff that I can do to be in the best shape for my discipline. And I'd asked them jokingly, I was like, has any of you ever, because I just can't get over the concept of 15 minutes straight, sometimes longer, because sometimes there'll be the guy, sometimes you guys have like a guy there like telling you, hey, it's time for you to stop.
Yeah.
And y'all don't see him. So I see him, I'm like trying to, hey, guys, look, it's time for you, you know? So you might be going over 15 minutes of your dancing or whatever the situation might be, but you're constantly moving. I said, have any of you ever like counted the calories you guys are burning? She's like, oh, ask Jasmine. Jasmine will know.
I've been really on it this year. I've been so strict. Yeah, my friend has honestly got me into like this mindset of, right, you need to work out how much steps you're doing every day. And you need to like tell me so that I can work out your food. I'm like, okay, perfect.
So could you give us, if you're able to, like one day or how much calories would you burn normally on a crazy day?
The calories, I haven't worked out actually the calories. I was working out the amount of, oops. Sorry, I just pulled my microphone off.
Can you still hear her though?
Can you still hear me?
Yeah, is it good? Good? Okay.
Yeah, so the calories I haven't actually worked out. I've been working out how many steps we've been doing per day. So like on a general day of maybe doing like 2 jobs, so say for example Mambo and then going to one of the clubs, I've been doing like 25,000 steps on average, around 25,000. Yeah. I've had my little watch on. And the funny thing is, a lot of the places, they don't allow you to wear it. So I've been hiding it in the maddest places in my costumes, like around my ankle. Yeah,
25,000 steps.
Yeah.
You do. I mean, obviously you've been doing this stuff. You understand like 10,000 is what they say is like the top for like to be in really, really great shape. You should be doing like 10,000 a day. That's like if you really want to be like, you're doing 25,000.
Yeah. When I have like 2 jobs, 25,000 steps.
I'm really happy that was the number because in my head, I thought it was something ridiculous.
Yeah.
In my head, I was like, these people are machines. See, now you see my point.
Yeah.
This is what I said before. You said, well, you know, you play basketball. I'm sure if we did. At no point in time in my career can I tell you I did 25,000 steps for basketball. I don't care. We could have had practice in the morning, had the first session, second session, and a game. It wouldn't have been 25,000 steps.
It's crazy.
That's absolutely ridiculous.
It's so many. It makes me laugh that they all said to ask me that because I've literally been like this on my little smartwatch.
They're like, Jasmine will know. Talk to her about this. And I was like, all right, we'll save the question.
Yeah, and so I think there was one set in Amnesia, and I came off the one set, and I'd done like nearly 3,000 steps in one dance set in 15 minutes. I don't know how I did that.
I know. Producer, make sure that we have a cut of Jasmine dancing here at Café Mambo, so you see how fast she moves sometimes, depending on the set, which is another question I want to ask. So we all know how she did 3,000 in one. Go ahead.
I'm known for the high energy. I'm a bit of a crazy person.
Absolutely. No, not crazy, but you have great energy.
Yeah, God, they all say they're like, you're mad. I'm like, I know.
Well, you've been doing this for a long time. That explains why you're so, why you approach it the way that you do. That's crazy. What, 25,000. I knew it was a crazy number, but even I wasn't expecting 25,000. That's
mad.
Okay, the next one. Wow. Okay, could you speak to what makes performing at Café Mambo special for you?
It's very special. Very, very special. Number one being it was my first ever job.
I didn't know that either. So well, you did say so for before Eden you came to.
Yeah, so this is my first. Okay. So it's so special, and what makes it special is it's somewhere that I've been coming for a long time, and it's such an iconic part of Ibiza that's like, to be able to work here is just, I'm so grateful to be able to work here. And the people that come, the staff, the people, like the energy that we get from the people just having the best time, because you can work at many places now and things are a little bit different where people are on phones and like they're a bit scared to dance that much now, and you come here and everyone's just like, all those rules are out the window. Let's have a good time. People interact with strangers, they interact with us, and it's just, even like with all you guys, all the staff, we're like one big family in Mambo. And it's just, I will never not work here. I will be like one of those people that's like, gets really old and you're like, Jasmine, I think you need to pass it on to the next one now.
Not going to come from any of us. We love it. We love to have you. We love to have you. That's wonderful. That was a good response. I'm not going to... I'll ask you a favorite costume. I'm not going to ask you your worst, your least favorite costume. We're not going to touch that. I would like to ask you if you had a favorite costume, like through your years.
I've had quite a few. Do you know what's funny? In Amnesia, my boss, Carlos, always says to me, I put a costume and I'm like, oh my God, I love it. And he's like, Jasmine, you love every costume that we put you in. And I'm like, yeah, okay. And then they'll change the hair or they'll change the makeup. And I'm like, I love it. So I'm just one of those people that like, I'm always happy in my costumes, to be honest. There isn't many that I've worn here in Ibiza and I've been like, oh, I don't know, I don't like it. Every time we come back at the start of each summer and we get the new costumes, I'm like, oh my God.
It's like Christmas.
Yeah, for sure. Cool. Okay. And it's funny because like I have lots of costumes that I love, But then, like, it's hard to pick a favourite because each one kind of suits each event and each music style. And, like, you could put me in one costume that I love in the event that doesn't really work. And I'd be like, oh, this doesn't really work here. But, like, they've just got it. Like, each costume matches each party that we work for.
So it just makes sense.
Yeah.
Speaking about costumes, let's get to that. So you spoke about your agency before. I definitely want to touch on that now that I know. Could you speak about that? How long has that been going?
Yeah.
And what's it called? And kind of give us a little rundown on that. That's really exciting.
Yeah, for sure. So I own an entertainment agency called Flawless Entertainment.
Okay.
And I originally started off in the UK in 2021. So 5 years ago.
You had this before you even got here.
Yeah. So I spent the whole of COVID making my own costumes and pre-planning, training up some girls, and launched then in 2021. And I was already established in the UK, so I had lots of friends that were starting up events in clubs and things like that. So, yeah, it really took off. I had a really nice circle of girls around me, which was amazing, that have been my friends for a long time. And then naturally, as I arrived in Ibiza, I connected with people out here and thought, well, perfect. Like, let's start to establish it here in Ibiza. And yeah, it's going really well. I'm managing a few different venues now with their entertainment, and I've got a great circle of a great team out here. They're just so professional, and I love it. And designing the costumes and seeing things come to life, it's just, it's my passion, and it's from when I can't dance anymore, that's where my goal will be.
That was going to be
because
my
I can't dance forever, as much as I would love to. But I'm kind of naturally doing it both at the same time. And then eventually it will reach a stage where I will take a step back and I'll be the momager.
The momager? Is that what they call you there?
My friends at home, they got me a little present last year for my birthday. It was a little mug and it said, Flawless momager. So that's the plan.
So I was going to say, so that just kind of shows your dedication, your love to the discipline, because you've got your whole other thing you're doing. Yeah. You're still out here dancing. Like, it's clearly something that you love, something that's important to you, regardless of whatever else is going on.
Yeah.
Could you speak to that a little bit about just the concept of, like, what motivates you to continue, seeing as you have this other thing that you're so passionate about on the side?
Yeah, I think it's seeing my own events come to life, as in, like, not the events that I'm putting on, but the events that I'm involved in, and like having a costume design in my head and then seeing that come to life on the girls is like just fabulous. And then it's just it's just a magical feeling being able to see all that evolve. And it's hard balancing the two. It's really, really hard, because I'm now at a point where I'm kind of at the busiest of my dance career personally.
Really?
And I'm trying to grow a business at the same time. But I think the key is just to not rush it, and kind of, if I'm too busy with the both, I don't want any standards to slip between myself dancing and my business. So I think, I'm kind of just naturally letting it evolve. And then hopefully as I reach a stage where my dancing does start to slow down, that will be at a stage of where it's growing and I can just keep building and building and building. And hopefully one day that will be my full-time thing.
And how do you know, just curious, I never asked them any of this. This is another good question, I think. How do you know when the dancing, is it slows down? Is it something like when you lose the passion for it? Is it something that where you're doing moves? I know a lot of people with basketball, they'll do something and realize, oh, I can't do that anymore. Is it one of those situations? How is it? Like, do you know any girls or any type of performers, when they got to the end of their career, do you know anyone like that, or how they spoke to you? Have you, what is your experience in that? Like, what do you know about that second stage? What have you heard?
I think it's different. Everyone's quite different. Okay. Like, there's a huge, like, pot of reasons why people maybe do it at different stages. A lot of people could maybe decide that they want to go back home, for example, and they decide to go back home where work is dance work especially is not as frequent as it is in Ibiza. Physically can be another reason, if people get injuries, or, I mean, some people could get injuries in their 20s, some in their 30s. That's kind of one big thing. I suppose starting families is also another one. But I also know some like superhero mums that are like have kids and they're still working nights, and I'm like, wow, you're actual amazing. And then I suppose people like me who have started to build a business in the same area that are like, okay, I want to focus more on this now. And then I think from my experience as I'm getting older and I've done this more now, I'm starting to think that I'm heading towards the events that I enjoy rather than being like, oh my God, I want to take all the work.
You gotta take all of them,
Yeah. So I'm now like, right, okay, I've done this now. The next steps are working at the places I want to work with, the people that I enjoy working with, the type of music that I love. For example, Glitterbox. You all know I'm an absolute Glitterbox obsessed.
All of us as well. All of us as well.
So yeah, I think people evolve in different ways and naturally take different paths. I've seen a few people go into not dance roles, like not working with dancers, but still jobs within the industry. Things might pop up and you're like, okay, this opportunity is big and this is now a long-term thing for my future. So then maybe you have to be like, okay, the dancing needs to die down. But a lot of people in my experience don't just stop. They will slow down.
Okay.
And then get to a point where they're kind of like, okay, now I need to do this, or yeah. So everyone is just so different.
They're different ways.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have, just curious, do you have any of your dancers on your agency performing anywhere in Ibiza? Is that a potential goal in the future or anything? Or?
Yeah. So a lot of the performers here. So how we work in Ibiza, it's like we've got like a community of performers, and it's so nice because everyone is super professional here, and there's never any worries. And we all kind of work for all different venues, all different agencies, and all the agencies here help each other out as well, which is nice. Okay. So, for example, Luella, she has her roller skating company now, which is cool. So if I need roller skaters, I will go, Lou, can you help me out? Or if she needs something that I have, and yeah, we all work
all kind
together.
of work together.
Yeah, and it's really nice. So yeah, so a lot of the girls that work for me, they also work for the clubs.
That's
and
so cool.
Lots of other different people.
That's so cool. I didn't know that about you, Jazz. That's really cool. Okay, so you're like a business woman as well on the other side of this. That's awesome. Yeah. Okay. So I want to talk a little bit about the dancing. There's so much precision that's involved. There's so much timing and precision, and I wanted to talk to you specifically about that. Like, every party is different as well. The music is different at every party. The vibes, the genre of music, how do you go into that? So you told me now, which I didn't realize until now, that Defected was your first time here. I remember, I used to love Friday nights Defected. That was one of my favorite nights as well. But Defected doesn't sound exactly like Glitterbox, which doesn't sound exactly like this, which doesn't sound like... Yeah. So you have to approach every set that you go down there and you have to do something different. How do you go about that? What is the preparation that goes into that, or does your body just kind of take over when you hear the music playing?
I don't prep anything.
Really?
Nothing. And a lot of people say, oh, like, do you plan like little routines or like little? I'm like, nope. I don't even think about it because it depends on the music. It depends on the vibe. And yeah, it's just, you just go with whatever your body lets you do.
And you've been like that since you started?
Yeah.
So the first day they had you come out there, you just...
Yeah, I find that if you try and think about it too much, it doesn't flow the same. Okay. And I just like to go and just stand up there and do whatever I feel. Yeah. Okay. Because sometimes, like, you could have songs that you absolutely love and you're like, oh my God, and you're singing along with people, especially like at Glitterbox where you can interact with the crowd. And then an interesting thing that I've actually realised myself recently is sometimes I prefer dancing to music that I wouldn't necessarily enjoy to listen to not working, which is a weird one. I don't know. I think it's like the flow of the music and like the beats, and sometimes I'm like, oh, okay, I wouldn't listen to this outside of work, but for me to dance to this music is like perfect. I love it. And yeah, I've only really realised that this season it's a strange one, but yeah, there's a lot of like heavy music that I really could not listen to outside of work. Probably because I hear it all the time, but to dance to it is really nice and like, yeah.
So when you say that, it makes me think, it must be like slightly therapeutic. If dancing for you isn't really like, it's still a performance, obviously, but if it isn't something where you're necessarily always planning, you're just kind of going out there and just doing what your body's telling you to the sounds. That's got to be there has to be some sort of therapeutic aspect.
It's kind of going a little bit linking back to what we spoke about earlier with how you, even if you're having a bad day, you have to show up and pretend you're like the happiest person on the earth. Sometimes it can actually be like a really good thing if you are having a bad day, because you can go up there and it could be a really good event and the music's amazing, the crowd are giving off like an amazing energy, and you can walk out of that gig and be like, oh my God, I feel amazing now.
That's really nice.
So it can have both effects. Like, yeah, for sure. I've had days where I'm feeling a little bit tired or like, oh, I really don't want to go to work today. And then I get there and I have the best time. And then I leave feeling so much better than what I did when I arrived.
It's a form of exercise, I feel like, for you guys, the way as much as you're moving. And most times after exercise, you're going to feel better.
Yeah.
So that makes sense. That's oh man, that's awesome. Okay. So you've helped create some very amazing moments here at Café Mambo.
Thank you.
I remember many of them. A lot of them were glitter box nights. I remember when you guys had the big hair ones.
Yeah.
You guys were killing with the giant hair ones. The giant hair glitter box ones were super dope. But I wanted to ask you personally if you remember any specific night that was really important for you. Not the first night. So I know the first night here in Defected. Let's not talk about that one. If you remember any other night that really stood out for you, that was really special in your time. If you could give me one at Café Mambo, if you have one, and then also just one generally in your years, here in Ibiza, anywhere.
My first Mambo would be in 23, so it was 2023, and my family and friends were here. And it was the first time they'd all seen me dance in Ibiza, and they were just like having it off in the crowd. They were going wild, and that for me was actually a glitter box pre-party, and that was really special. For them to like come here, and then because I'd spoken about it the year before, and I was like flying in and out doing all these jobs, and they were like, "Oh my God, you're mental," because like you don't stop. And I was like, "Yes, but it's so good. Like you need to come, you need to see it." And that was really special to bring them and let them experience for the first time. And like they're here all the time now. Like poor Mambo can't get rid of my parents. They're here all the time, but they love it. They love it. So yeah, that was my most special Mambo moment. But there have been many here since then, like some very, very special ones. But yeah, that's the biggest one. And then my favourite dance moment, it actually gives me goosebumps, was, so I've been obsessed with Glitterbox for like a long, long time.
So even before you started here?
Before, I spent the whole of lockdown watching the live streams and like constantly on Instagram looking at the costumes and the music, the type of music, like the disco music for me was just something I've loved for a long, long time. And that was my dream. I was manifesting it all the time from like, well, when was 2020? I think we were all in the lockdown phases. 2020, yeah. And I was like, okay, watching all the performers, just getting completely obsessed. And then when I arrived and I started doing Defected and then realised the link between everyone, I was like saying to my boss, I was like, if there's any opening in Glitterbox, I know it's really hard to get there, but I was like, look, I'm going to prove that I can do this. And then a few months passed me working with Defected and them seeing me dance and everything. I was like, please, if there is any opening. And the months went on, and then we got to September, and my two best friends were here at the time. And we were walking actually for a meal this particular day. And I got the phone call from my boss, and she said, oh, Jasmine, are you free on Sunday? Because at this time, Glitterbox was on Sundays. I was like, yeah, why? She was like, you're on Glitterbox. And I literally just burst into tears. I was like, oh my God. I was crying. My best friends were like, what is going on? Like, are you okay? And I was like, I'm on glitter box. So yeah, it was so special because that was my final visit to Ibiza in 2022.
Mm-hmm.
It was the last time I was coming out to do Defected and everything. And my two best friends were here, and that just happened to be the time of when an opening came, and they were just like, look, the slot is yours if you want to do the gig. I was like, yes, please, thank you so much. So they came with me, and it was just like the best experience of my whole life. Like, I will never ever forget that experience.
Sounds like a story. So you started your adventure here the first day you played Defected, and your last day of that same year.
Yeah, it was my last gig. I was like, oh my God.
Can't really write it any better than that. That's
yeah,
wonderful.
I worked so hard. Every gig I did, I was like giving 110%. I was like, I need to get on there.
I can vouch for that. When we covered those sets here at Mambo, she was giving everything on those sets.
High energy, always.
Well, you still do that now, though. I can never say that Jasmine wasn't giving everything when she's here. So I can't never say that.
The year with the wigs, Ivanka, who did our wigs.
Yeah.
Ivanka used to say to me, Jasmine, when I came off my set, your wig. She was like, babe, your wig. I was like, sorry, because it would just be everywhere. You're moving a lot,
so it's hard to keep it on you. I understand that.
Yeah, but it's because I just have so much energy and my head's flying around, and but I love it. So
there's a couple of times where the camera is like different. That's something new, but the camera likes move a little bit because you guys are moving around. There's like a camera above you. I don't think some of you notice when you come up there. So when you moved a bunch, you hit it, and the camera moves like.
Oh my God!
Jasmine's not there.
Always me.
Jasmine's not there. But no, we love that. We need that. That's the energy that keeps this place doing what it's doing today. I personally believe that. I wanted to say it to them, I'm saying it to you. Without you guys, I don't think this is anywhere near what it is now. So.
Oh,
I don't know.
Thank you.
No, not me. Thank you. I don't know when the performers began at Café Mambo. I need to do my homework on that because I go back to see the pictures. And there's, for instance, Lait, which is a DJ now. She used to be a performer, at least like way back for Tiesto when he used to have his pre-party here. I need to go back and do my homework. But I'm certain that whenever it started to today, it's you guys that create so much of the energy that's here. So I wanted to make sure we had that conversation. Have just a few more questions. And then we'll be out of here. How much do you feed off of the crowd versus the crowd feeding off of you? And let's speak about it.
This is a good one.
Yeah, let's speak about it, not just here at Café Mambo, but just you performing at any of the venues that you perform at.
It is the most important thing ever.
Really?
So this is why I always say, like, the events where the crowd are giving us the energy back are the best. Really? Because this is why Café Mambo is so important to me, because you come here and everyone is just having the best time, and that makes our job so much easier. Like, it just gives you the fulfillment and the enjoyment of, like, you can give that 110% easy when the crowd are like, yes, because it's just like, you can't even put into words the energy that I always try and do this. Like, we just came back from Croatia with Glitterbox, and everyone's like, oh my God, looked amazing. How do you like get through that week of dancing? I'm like, because of what the crowd give to us, it makes it impossible not to be like,
to give them everything afterwards.
And it just honestly makes life so much easier doing what we do when the crowd are just enjoying it. But yeah, always here at Café Mambo, that's never a problem because people are always singing along. They're always dancing. And I think a lot of people, it's kind of their first stop when they arrive here.
A lot of people, yeah.
And
that's what I've heard.
Yeah, me too. And like, people are always like, we need to go to Mambo. And like, blah, blah. And they get here and they're like, wow, this is just next level amazing. So yeah, definitely is a big thing for us.
Okay. So how much time we got on that, Carlos? Like 4? Okay. I think I'll just get to the last question here. If you had to give advice to someone who wants to start dancing in like the nightlife, like in Ibiza, if you will, which dance style would you suggest that they begin with?
I would suggest, like, majority of the work here is freestyle work.
Okay.
So no choreography. I mean, there is some out there. So if you're choreography trained, even better. But I would just start to put a random playlist on and get in front of a mirror and be comfortable in, like we mentioned earlier, don't think too much about it, because when dancers get in their own head a little bit and you think about it, you find that you're repeating things and you can be a bit stiff. Just learn to like lots of different genres of music. And as I mentioned earlier, it might not be music that you would listen to in your spare time, but you find that your dance style evolves also while you're here. And my dance style has changed so much from the past 5 years.
Now I have more questions to ask. We don't have time because that's interesting.
It's changed so much. And it's because you learn to like different music and just get lost in the music. And freestyle is where it's at. Just
freestyle.
Learn to become the best version of a freestyle dancer that you possibly can. And everyone dances so differently. So don't look at one person and be like, right, I need to dance like that. Or look at another person and be like, oh, I want to dance like that. People can be inspirational. I have so many girls that I work with now that when I first came, they were like inspirational to me. And you take elements from people naturally as you work with them, but be unique and learn your own style and your own way to move to the music. And then you can't go wrong.
She finished with the best advice. She finished with the best advice of the whole episode. There you go. Thank you for the question, by the way, producer. That was a really good one. Jasmine, thank you so much for doing this.
Thank you.
You can catch Jasmine here. Well, I don't know. It depends on which days. I don't think it's every...
Mondays and Thursdays.
Mondays and Thursdays?
Yeah.
You can catch Jasmine here on Mondays and Thursdays. So it's Soleil, and also that would be Hugo.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. So we got Make the Girls Dance and Soleil Pre-Party with Frances Mercier. Mondays and Thursdays, you can definitely catch her here. She'll be performing in front of the booth. And thank you so much.
Thank you.
She's an incredible performer. I really want to make sure you guys understand that. Like, she's really good at what she does, as is all the rest of the performers here. They put so much energy in, and I just want to make sure we gave them all the flowers. So thank you again.
Thank you. Thanks so much.
Guys, this has been Mambo Tales, and we're out.